Do we sound different, people?
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Hi, everyone. Do we sound more professional? If we don't, you better say yes, because we're working really hard.
Do we sound like your local radio station?
This is KQEN at blah, 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 blah. Win radio tickets.
Next up is
Pizza. Pizza.
singing the song, I Am Great. Get it?
Yeah.
It was very cheesy.
Oh, God, stop. I went to bar method, which is my ballet kind of class.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, put your heels together, stand at the bar, make sure you're standing upright.
No.
Make a V shape with your feet.
No.
In between your feet, you should have a really small triangle, like a thin slice of pizza, which is what you'll be eating tonight if you're single, because it's Valentine's Day. I went to a Valentine's Day.
Hey!
I know. I was like, that's so mean. I would eat a much bigger slice.
I know where you can get a big slice.
The place that Caitlin keeps buying giant slices of pizza at.
Shane's Pizza in Chandler, Arizona. Am I allowed to say that?
If you call, yeah. We've always said things like that. We're getting kind of weird because we're in. Okay, so
I don't know what to do.
Explain how the setup has changed from the setup before. And by setup, I mean audio equipment.
We used to sit so close to each other that our knees touched. So when I burped, it was directly in Sarah's face and the table was kind of on our side. Now we have a tall table in the middle of us with these claws like from Toy Story, but instead of picking up aliens, they're holding microphones and then we're wearing headphones. So essentially we are in a claw machine and we are the aliens.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
I took a picture and I'll post it on our IG.
Take us to your leader.
I am the leader.
I need a liter of beer.
Me too. Ooh, we have a fun beer today.
Yes, we do. Well, it's fun and sad.
The beer's not sad.
Well, no, the beers are always good. But,
do we have any cleanup items?
We have it's not a cleanup item, but it's a new patron. It's Ashley.
Ashley.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Ashley.
Welcome to the party.
Yes, welcome. We hope you like your extra episodes on our Patreon. If you're like, what? There's extra episodes? Yes, there's more of that.
I was testing it.
All right, Caitlin, back to you with the burps. With today's burp.
I was testing it. That doesn't count as today's burp.
All right, fine. But yeah, so if you want to be on our Patreon, it's patreon.com/luminolpod. You can find us there. You can also go to our Instagram and click on our link in profile and it'll there'll be a little screen. You can find it there too. So
correct.
You get, depending on which tier you get bonus episodes, blah, 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 blah. And that's all we'll say about that.
Yes.
Other cleanup items. I don't think we got any corrections from the last few cases.
We did not. Not that I can remember off the top of my head. There were no big ones that stood out.
Good.
If you did email to correct us, you got to email us again.
We didn't see it. We're glad that you made it through the last case with us, our bullying episode.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Caitlin looked around like I was going to quiz her on what the last episode was about.
We were just talking about this weekend. We had Sarah had a friend in town, the lovely Megan, who, if you are in Patreon, you'll hear her. Megan said something that we were talking about, and Sarah goes, oh, yeah, in episode blah, blah, blah. And I was like, God, thank God for Sarah, because I'll be like, what did we talk about last week? And Sarah's like, at minute 2.4 seconds, we talked about this in episode 3. And I'm like,
and then I have to blow my nose because I am a really nasally.
I'm like, I don't even remember what I wore yesterday. I get texts after all the episodes that are like, oh my God, you said this. And I'm like, I said that? I think my theory is I think I go into some blackout when we're recording and I just don't remember anything.
I think that's possible.
I think I also go into that blackout all the time during my days. Just forget. I think I just have a bad memory.
That's okay though.
Yeah.
That's why we're the two Ps in a podcast.
Do you think, okay, let me start over. I think that I'm the kind of person who just says shit without thinking. You seem like more of a calculated person who thinks things through. Do you think that people who think things, I'm kind of wondering if people who think things through remember because they spent time thinking about it. But because I just blurt shit out all day, I don't remember it because my brain spends no time on it.
I have something additional to add to that theory because when I'm watching movies or reading books, I let my mind go. And my mind is so active all day because I am very calculating.
Well, my mind's active too, you bitch.
It's not the point. I'll read a book or I'll go see a movie in the theaters. Here's an example. we'll start watching a movie, Evan and I, my husband, and he'll be like, I'll be like, whoa, this part's crazy. What happens? And he'll be like, are you kidding me? And I'll be like, what? And he'll be like, we saw this in theaters. And I'll be like, what? We've seen this before? That's how much I have no idea what's going on entertainment wise. And same with books. I'll start reading it, about halfway through, I'm like, oh, I think I've read this before. So I wonder if because I let my mind go, not that your mind is not Caitlin is looking at me like I'm being such a dick, which I kind of am. But I wonder if there's something to that.
I don't forget that I've like seen a movie or read a book, but I do let my brain wander. That's why I am on anxiety medication. I'll just, I don't care. There's nothing wrong with it. So it's not like I don't know. There's like taboo around it. Yeah. So I feel like when you say it, it's something you're like air quotes admitting.
Yeah.
But that's part of the reason I'm on anxiety meds is because my brain is like, there's like 5,000 things going through my brain. And like all these things cause anxiety, but my brain is always like, I don't know, like fucking 10 Dash from The Incredibles just running around with on different trains of thoughts, and all of that causes me like problems. I have the same thing, like my mind wanders. I have a really hard time sitting still. This is why I never watch movies at home, because I'll start a movie and then I have to go do laundry or do dishes or vacuum or like be on my phone or do this or like move position. Like I'm all over the place.
I saw a meme that was like, why is my brain suck so much? And then it was like, because it's a bag of meat that has electricity running through it all the time. I'm like, ew, but true.
Okay, you know what's really crazy? This is going to sound like I'm high, but I'm not.
Not right now.
When we as humans are studying the brain, technically the brain studying the brain.
Okay.
Because you're using your brain to study the brain. Your brain is studying itself.
Meta.
Isn't that weird?
Well, this is weird too. When new animals and plants come to be, it's the universe, because everything is the universe technically. It's the universe making things out of itself.
Yeah.
How come that doesn't blow your mind?
Because I think it's more mind-blowing that the fucking brain studies its own self. That's not mind-blowing to you? What if the brain stops us from learning too much about the brain? And that's why. I promise no weed was smoked before this episode.
Or before any of them. I don't know where this is coming from.
Because these are conversations that one would have when they were...
shower thoughts.
Yes. Shower thoughts are the best.
Speaking of shower thoughts, I'm thinking of shower beers. What is our theme today? So we can open our beer.
Okay, I'm going to read what I wrote on my paper.
Yeah.
You won't fucking believe it. Now I need a drink. Essentially like, holy shit, you will not believe this is real.
This is a suggestion from Ripley, from Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Okay.
Get it? Ripley's Believe It or Not?
Oh, I thought you were going to give me a suggestion from Ripley.
No, I was saying he suggested this episode. He didn't. The secret's out.
I did.
Fine.
I thought of it.
Are you Ripley?
Believe it or not. So I'm going to go first because my case is horrifying with capital letters. We'll open our beer and then I'll talk about some trigger warnings. But I will say that my case is in Japan. So Sarah, why don't you tell the listeners what beer we have today?
This might be really bad. This is the real ginger brew, beer brewed with ginger.
But we both like ginger.
Yeah, I was trying to read this part up here, but I don't know what it says.
Oh, it's in Japanese.
I'm not sure yet how to pronounce that.
You don't read or speak Japanese, but nice try.
No, but it's from Kiwichi Brewery in hey, we've actually ranked on top 100 in Japan before.
Thank you, Japan.
Can you please help us? It's in Kuonosu Nakashi, Ibaraki, Japan. Is that
Gesundheit?
Oh my god! And it says on the front, I don't know what this means. It says Itachino Nest. 8% alcohol by volume.
Ooh, and we both like ginger, so.
Yeah, this might actually be really good. It seems like it's a ginger beer, but it's alcoholic. So
correct.
Let's open her up.
Nice.
Okay. Let me smell it. Oh, no. Okay.
Does it smell bad?
I think it smells bad.
The color is weird.
Do you know any words in Japanese?
No. Ooh, I think it smells good.
Oh, I know a few words in Korean.
That's not Japanese.
I know it's not, but it reminded me of Japanese because they're really close together. I don't hate that, but it's very strange.
I don't hate it, but it's weird.
I'm going to need another sip.
How would you describe it? Tastes like something familiar, but I can't put my finger on it.
Is it ginger? It has a little ginger kick.
At the end. This is a very hard beer to describe.
It tastes like a beer we've had before, but I'm not sure which one. It tastes like a Middle Eastern beer. Or not Middle Eastern, excuse me, Eastern European beer.
It's a little caramely and sweet at first, and then it has like a ginger spice.
The more I sip on it, the more I like it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's complex. It's not clear. It's very deep amber.
Yeah.
This is not a beer if you are like, oh, I love Japanese beers, like the
Sapporo?
more basic ones. Yeah, like Coors or something. This isn't a beer for you. This is...
Did you say Coors?
Yeah, no, I said like that tastes like
Coors.
a
Sapporo.
Yes. Like Bud Light from Japan.
You like those light Japanese beers, like Coors Light or Miller Light.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. Good, it was $7 for one bottle.
Well, it had to come here all the way from Japan.
I don't care.
Also, side note, this is our first time on our new equipment, like we said. So if something goes wrong or sounds weird, we're sorry. And we're trying really hard.
Sorry, not sorry.
Aren't you hip with the kids? Yes. Tell us what your story is going to be about. I know there's some trigger warnings. We're bringing it down a notch here.
Yes.
My case at the end is strange, but it's not trigger warning-y.
So if the trigger warnings that I'm about to say make you feel like it's something you don't want to listen to for whatever reason, you can skip to Sarah's.
Yep. That'll be about halfway through.
Yes. This case is super brutal. And I mean like assault, torture, brutal sexual assault. And I am going to go into a little more detail than we normally do, but I also left a shit ton of detail out. And I went back and forth on it. But in researching this case, I feel like the details are important to tell her story. And I will give another warning before I go into them, but I'll only give as much detail as I personally felt was necessary. But again, I did leave stuff out. You could read some of the articles I'm going to say for more. But I just think in order to tell her full story, and then especially the outcome at the end, I wanted to talk in detail about what happened to this girl. And this is why I wrote, you won't believe it. Now I need a drink. So my sources, this mic makes me sit up straight.
Ooh, I like it.
JapaneseInside.com, a Tokyo Reporter, All That's Interesting, an article by Katie Serena, who, I want to be about your best friend, Katie. Reach out to me. Unseen Japan, an article by Alyssa Fusek. I looked at change.org because there is a petition associated with this case, but the petition is closed. When I first saw it, I didn't see that, but I kind of want to reopen it. Ranker, an article by Amanda Sedlak-Hevener. And then I looked at Wikipedia to try and find more about her background because that's really difficult to find.
All right.
So I want to tell you the story of the abduction, torture, and murder of Japanese high school student Junko Furuta.
All right.
And her story is one of, if not the most horrific and brutal case I've ever come across. Very much one of the most horrific cases to ever come from Japan. Like I said, I think her story deserves to be told. One of the most disgusting aspects of this is that over 100 people knew about her captivity and did nothing.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to start with her background as much as I could find.
Great.
Junko was born January 18th, 1971. She was a 17-year-old high school student in Misato, Japan at the time of her death in early 1989. I said 18 something. She was extremely beautiful. She was incredibly intelligent. She was very active. And although she was known as a quote unquote good girl who didn't drink or smoke like many of her classmates, she was very popular. She was very well liked. She was just a really kind, smart, beautiful girl. She lived with her parents and her two brothers, and she had just accepted a job at an electronics store where she was working part-time and planned on working after graduation.
I feel like Japan is full of electronics stores. Like when I think of Japan, I think of really bright neon lights. Because I've never been there. So it's just like that and cherry blossoms. Maybe?
I would love to go.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Cafes with cats.
Oh,
I got that from girls.
The
but
dream.
Yes. So she caught the attention of classmate Hiroshi Miyano, who was 15 at the time. And he was a known bully who bragged about his connection to the Yakuza. Do you know, are you familiar with Yakuza? Essentially, they're known as the Japanese mafia, basically. They're like organized crime. Hiroshi developed a strong crush on Junko, but she was not interested in him or interested in a relationship. So she turned him down on multiple occasions. Hiroshi did not take this well. He was not the kind of person that people said no to, so he wanted revenge against her.
Oh.
So on November 25th, 1988, and I'm not going to get into brutal details yet, I'll warn you, Hiroshi and one of his friends, Nobuharu Minato, who was 18, they were wandering around